That means they're not a screamer. These are cores that come in, CP3s that were built.
Oh, I love so.
Actually test each individual injector. So,
yeah,
genuine Bosch nozzles. He's got one at home. So there you go. An enthusiast if I ever saw one. With an air tool, a Bosch air tool, and then they come up here and get ran up on the machines and here to see if it's staying on.
Yeah.
40 injectors a day and 5 CP3 pumps or something like that. It lasers the.
More magic!
No more magic. Yeah. I think we're pretty much done in here for the turbo and fuel lab, and we'll move on into the manual machine shop and then the warehouse, which takes us back to the transmission department and all that good stuff. So we'll carry on through these doors. Hopefully it's not too loud. Hopefully some of these guys will be going for lunch soon.
More magic.
Holy.
Yeah.
It's like Monsters Inc. Every door I go through is a whole nother building.
It is. And there's another one the same size as this down there. So,
I didn't even know there was this much building.
well, that's half.
That's half.
There's the other half on the other side of that wall down there. Yeah.
So I've got the market corner for 351.
Yeah, so this is the manual machine shop. So this is the area where they like true up surfaces for like the turbine housings, right? So these have been sandblasted, but now we have to, true up the surfaces and stuff like that. Or we machine the compressor covers to put in the larger compressor wheels and stuff like that done over here. We do a lot of our transmission components that need to be machined, where we're putting in bearings or welding in hubs or whatever it is. You can see some converter lockup clutches and some spreads and stuff like that.
So you don't just buy the SXE turbos as a super core, you actually buy the compressor cover and the wheels separate and then machine it all in-house, or?
Some of them we buy as a super core, yeah. So these could have been on a super core, and then we just took the turbine or the compressor cover off. Yeah.
And then this is for the 351 vane actuation, is it?
I'm not sure what these are. Yeah.
The plastic?
Sure. Yeah, those are. So I think they're just to hold it.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, probably.
Probably just a jig of some sort, and then we have transmission components here. So yeah. And then, like I say, the compressor covers. If they need to be machined a little bit bigger, or whatever we're doing to them. They'll do that here in the machine shop.
It's more than just honing out the center bore of it, but it's also.
Oh yeah, you got to do the whole.
Yeah, so.
You got to do the whole profile, right? You got to do this whole area.
Yeah, so I see you starting over there. Is that like, I guess, do you know how the process goes, or? I've always been curious.
Yeah, no, they just jig it up, and then they have a program they use, I believe, for the different.
Oh, yeah.
Well, depending on the size of the wheel that we're using.
CNC
right?
lathe there, yeah.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah, so it all depends on the size wheel they're putting in, right? So these will all be the same size wheel, I would imagine.
Yep.
But hey, you could probably catch a few shots. Are you going to spin that up here pretty quick?
Sorry?
Are you going to spin that up, or?
Yeah, give me a second.
Okay.
It's probably a good safe shot over here, I'd say. Interesting to people.
How long does it take to do one? Is that almost done now?
2 minutes.
2 minutes?
Yeah, I got a time right there.
There you go.
Oh.
But if you tell production, it takes 10.
Every process here, X, look at that, Z, all that.
Yeah,
my
that's all
plastic
my
feels
code.
the same way.
Yeah, so this is our board for just keeping track of efficiency, production, stuff like that. So, we have all safe days, they're green. We have some attendance issues, they're red. Quality, if you're running any quality issues, it goes red. Delivery, meaning they have a target of how many per day they're going to make, right? And if they don't hit it, it goes red. Impediments, so if there's anything holding them back from hitting their targets, it'll go red. And then utilization,
Really cool. Yeah, this is the thing that you have to look at as you expand a company to have it more efficient managing people.
Yeah, we have a meeting every morning with the team, and we stand in front of the board, and it's about a 10-minute meeting, and go through all the stuff, and everybody knows what their plan is for today, right?
Yeah.
Their plan is 87 pieces or something.
A lot of moving parts in managing a company.
And we have the same board in the fuel shop. I don't know if you saw it.
I did, yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen one of these. This is a massive oven. So this thing burns super hot, and it burns off all the crusties and stuff off the turbine housings. Right? All the soot and carbon and oil and all that kind of stuff. So it gets super hot. After,
He's full.
We burn all the stuff off.
Then from there it goes to blasting. And then...
Yeah, and then from there, blasting, all that good stuff. So a lot of turbo parts are kept here. And then we have here, I think the machine parts are kept down there. These are finished turbos, these are steamer turbos right here.
All
ready to be
machine
shipped out.
compressor covers?
Yeah.
Holy.
So these are all small parts, right, that they'll put on those carts and take into the, to be built, right?
Yep.
Turbos. So those are our EcoBoost screamers. Very popular turbo, actually. There's some there, and there was some on the floor over there. There's some Borg Warner turbo housings, so there's Borg Warner turbos as well. This would be a Reman Duramax. Borg Warner Supercore. You're asking about that earlier, right? So we have the Supercore, and then we'll take it apart, do what we gotta do with the turbine. Or we sell a complete Supercore as
Put
well,
a
right?
3.80 on or whatever the application
Whatever,
is.
yeah, whatever the person wants for turbine housing, yeah.
Yeah.
Where are the compounds at?
Years we ran out of space in this building, even though this is only half the building. So we took all the machines, the CNC equipment, and bought a different building and moved it over there.
Yeah.
So that was the easiest thing to carve out of here and have it run on its own. So now all the CNC stuff is over across town. Made room for more kitting and manufacturing over here. Built it. We built a bigger transmission area, which you'll see in a second.
The stock from the CNC stuff and stock here is like all the stock held at this location.
So the raw castings.
I mean, like to what is it? To consumer.
Yeah, it's here. Yeah.
So everything it gets built over there too. It gets sent back over here and stockpiled, or
Yeah, the only thing that goes over there is raw castings. Go right there, and then they machine them, and then they send them back here for painting and packaging.
so this is like the packaging facility. Everything
Yeah.
gets shipped out of here.
Yeah. One day we're considering having some packaging and painting over there, so we can just have finished product delivered here, but we're not there yet. So. Gotta get a paint booth and all that.
Time to build a super facility.
Exactly. Spacers for the manifolds. So someone will come over here and count out like 32 of these, and they take it to kitting and they put them in a bag, and then it becomes a kit. So
Track
this
from
is-
inventory too. And
yeah. So a lot of the small parts and pieces that go into the kits come from this side of the building here.
What is that? 1990 to 10 gas style.
Yeah. Talk about this, because this actually came up today, or this week actually. We were thinking about, you know, like every one of our manuals, every one of our kits comes with a printed manual still,
Nice.
right? And a lot of
Not
people are
online.
going to the QR code thing, right?
Yeah.
And it'd be like,
What happens if you don't own a phone?
well, everybody has a phone, but a lot of people want to print it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
you put it in the box
still
and you come
send
back
it-
to it later. and-
exactly. So we still send out printed manuals with everything. This one here is our, you know, our killer grid repair kit instruction manual.
Just boxes and boxes.
We should have those at the shop when we get back, so
Yeah.
that'll be the next video.
The seating department, this is where they bring in, like all those boxes of turbos there are all turbo cores, right?
Yeah.
Screamers and
Yeah,
Reman.
yeah, exactly. Alright,
Now this is
This
the
is
real
insane.
workshop,
It
eh?
just keeps going and going and
you
going.
guys are gonna get a little excited now. We're getting into the transmission department stuff. This is our shipping department. We'll go over that real quick. You can see if there's a lot of completed boxes over here, right? Compared to back over there. This is all completed, kitted, ready to go to shipping stuff, right? And then this is shipping department where they palletize where everything's going to, right? And then, yeah, this goes to our customers, it goes to our warehouse distributors.
See these transmission crates. That's a hot ticket item that you really want to make sure you get back.
Yeah, we want to make sure they get it back. Well, and that's why we send them in those crates, is so they can just put the dirty old core in that crate and ship it back to us. We have the inside of the 5-ton truck, so they can figure out how much they can fit on the truck, right? So, yeah. you guys are familiar with Dick's Performance on Edmonton.
Yeah.
So this is the transmission I'm shipping down to their trade show in Florida that they do every year.
Oh, cool.
So this is going down to the Dick show in Florida next week. So,
The Dick Show.
yeah. Good old Canadian company. Let's go back here. We'll go through the transmission shop.
Oh man, they have another bay over there.